A salesman by the name of Bemis is introduced at the start of the movie. He was offering the animals in a village. He claims that although they are very productive, these animals are mindless. He has therefore given them some new animals to play with. Then, Ali and Shank, two of Bemis's friends, bring animals inside. These creatures, which were a hybrid of horses and elephants, were known as thorophants. A thorophant named Mosley is later introduced on stage. When they learn that the animals can communicate, everyone is shocked. Bemis asks them to place a bid for them. Mosley becomes worried and asks its mother what's going on. Also ignorant is the animal's mother. They made this bid, and Mosley was sold. They take Mosley, and the subsequent scene, which takes place 25 years later, shows an older Mosley. Mosley's family life is uncovered. It is married to Bera and they have a son named Rue who is 5 years old. We learn that Simon bought Mosley in this instance. A lot of Mosley's work used to be taken by him. That man is angry and vicious. Taking care of its family, however, doesn't cause Mosley to lose courage. It once completed every task. Bemis, the salesperson who had sold Mosley, is once more displayed. He owns an aged thorophant. Turpin was the name of it. Turpin is well known to Mosley's family. Bemis permits Simon to buy a piece of nearby land and requests that he make a Rue bid in exchange. Mosley appears and informs Simon that the area is deserted. There is nothing positive, but Simon beats Mosley and asks it to leave. Now Bera was expecting. Mosley's son claims that while it was celebrating the baby's happiness at night, it had visited an odd location. Mosley is asked to go there. Mosley was exhausted. Bera requests that Mosley accompany Rue to the location. Rue and Mosley travel while encountering some fireflies. Together, they enter the cave. Mosley arrives and sees the thorophant drawings on the cave. The odd thing was that those thorophants were standing upright. They were engaging in manual labor. When he saw them, Turpin reportedly said, "Many years ago, it was said that all thorophants could talk on their 2 feet. Mosley recollects what he said. They remained standing straight. How many thorophants traveled to the north to flee humans, and how many of the survivors were turned into slaves by humans, has been revealed to them by Turpin. The thorophants continue to hold out hope that the upright thorophants will intervene to save them. Several thorophants believe they have forgotten about them. Rue and Mosley then leave and come back. Furthermore, it commands Bera to keep Rue away from everything. Avoid giving it mental food like that." They can hear Simon and Bemis talking while they are engaged in conversation. They overhear Simon telling Bemis that he will sell Rue once the new baby is born because he is now prepared for it. The following day, Simon takes Mosley to the new field to begin plowing. As it begins, the ground appears rocky, and Bera begs Mosley to please do something, adding, "I think only upright can save us." Mosley is forced to the ground as a result of the plow breaking, but Simon saves him. He pushes it as well, but the broken plow is still there. Simon is enraged after it. When Mosley shows up, it is furious and vows to protect its family. It informs Rue that it is going in search of uprights. To look after its mother, it requests help. It then runs to that cave in the direction of the forest. Mosley is being sought after by Simon and many others. But they were unable to search it because Simon, who had returned indignantly, had locked Bera and Rue's shed. Therefore, they won't flee from there. Simon is informed by Bemis that he will search for anyone who can help bring Mosley back. A dangerous hunter named Warfield is later brought by Bemis. Rue realizes that her father is in danger after spotting the hunter. To save its father, Rue leaves that location incognito. "Your mother needs you," Turpin interrupts and says. This is the place to stop. Warfield, a hunter, relocates to a forest on the opposite side. For Mosley to return. Shank and Ali are sent after him by Bemis. He'll learn how to capture Thorophant as a result. Mosley falls into a ditch while moving forward in the cave and becomes stuck. Warfield also shows up in the interim. Mosley is aware that it was his trap. Ali and Shank both enter the cave at the same time, and Ali is caught in the trap. While receiving Ali's assistance, Mosley escapes the trap. It advances while eluding Warfield. Waterfalls are visible when Mosley exits the cave. When Mosley realizes that Warfield is still pursuing it from behind, it starts to run but slips and tumbles to the ground. Warfield was still standing in its rear, it observes. When Mosley wakes up, it finds itself in a cave hidden behind waterfalls and starts to drop dead. It realizes the location resembles a castle. When Mosley hears some voices it secretly sees, it seems as though someone is watching it. These are uprights, it is discovered. Mosley thinks the carvings in the cave were accurate. Those uprights can see Mosley as well. They arrived, and their names were Warney, Deaver, and Galen. Deaver informs Mosley that it was unaware that the other Thorophants were present outside when Mosley inquires as to their purpose before learning that Galen had seen some fireflies in a nighttime dream. They all arrive here soon after, and Mosley informs them of the issue. To protect them from humans, it says they must all arrive with their army. They take Mosley to their island because they have faith in him. They inform Mosley on the way how many tasks he can carry out with his hands. Warfield's arrival at the castle while causing Mosley is demonstrated on another side. They come to a forest after walking there. They inform it that it is known as the Great Orchid, and Warney informs it that their city is hidden behind this forest. They cannot enter this forest, Warney informs Mosley. They are impure, thus. A Thorophant's tree exists. It's under the watch of a guardian. I don't understand why the guardian is so irate with them all. From that forest, the Thorophant never emerges. Under the forest, Mosley finds a cave. The cave will be our passageway, according to Mosley. We won't need to enter the forest if we do it this way. All of them have Mosley's word. All the trees budge as they move, and they go back while preserving their lives. From a far path, they proceed after it. For one night, they spend a rest in a cave. On the opposite side, Rue is pictured supporting its mother. It was being cared for while learning how to do the job. It will remain here until its father comes back, says Turpin, who is also present. Galen is chasing some fireflies on the opposite side as she moves. To stop it, the other three walk up behind it. Warfield arrived here as well. Mosley informs them that Warfield has been pursuing it for a while. They jump off the cliff after Galen implores Mosley to have faith in fireflies. Deaver and Warney are convinced they are dead. Through fireflies, they fly upside down with it. Following that, Deaver and Warney continue to leap, fly through fireflies, and travel far. In this way, they were protected from Warfield. Mosley arrives in the city and enters it joyfully thanks to fireflies. Upon seeing all of this, Mosley is shocked. It is happy to see how the Thorophants were all living like humans. It will now protect its family. Its happiness quickly turns into worry. It observes that every Thorophant in this place is elderly. Warney claims that it has been a while since anyone has given birth. The curse placed on the Great Orchid is the cause of everything. It conveys the message that everyone in Thorophant is experiencing their final days. Mosley becomes depressed as a result of it and considers going home to his or her family. Warney asks for another day's stay. Because we are just like your family. Bemis, on the other hand, finds Turpin to be reasonably priced, while the Queen would be delighted to meet you. He arrives to remove Turpin. Rue was upset that Turpin was leaving, but Turpin assured her that her father would return soon and that she should remain as resilient as he was while he was gone. Bemis informs Simon that he will be back soon and that when the new baby is born, he will come to pick up Rue. Vera should give birth now because the time has come. The castle is hidden behind the orchid when Mosley meets the Queen on the opposite side. The Queen claims that although at first it is unaware of it, it will assist it at all costs. All of the Thorophants prepared themselves when the Queen said this, stating that we'll accompany you. A panicked old Thorophant enters in the meantime and claims that a human has entered their city. Warfield was that individual. Warfield is asked to come back by every Thorophant. Warfield hurts Galen in retaliation, though. Inside, Galen is taken by the other Thorophants. Mosley is urged to accept the existence of fireflies by Galen. You must adhere to their instructions. Mosley then notices some fireflies perched on thrones. It sparks a thought. The Queen tells it that if it eats the fruit of that tree, the curse will be lifted, and it begs for everyone to hide while it is being pursued by Warfield. The Queen warns it to be cautious around that guardian, due to the guardian's desire to prevent anyone from approaching that tree. Mosley transports Warfield to the forest in accordance with the plan. It engages Warfield in combat with all of its might. It throws Warfield after a while. Mosley then notices some fireflies that were being culled near the pristine tree. While Warfield continues to attack the pure tree, Mosley advances on it. Mosley stumbles severely this time. Mosley's life, according to Warfield, will be ruined. All of the fireflies turn into warriors before he speaks to Mosley, and they all vanish as he chooses him. Mosley is being pursued by Warfield as he moves through the forest. Mosley spots some fireflies after advancing at a distance. The entire Thorophant population of the castle believes Mosley is deceased. All of the fireflies appear at once, along with Mosley. All of Mosley's wounds are treated by the fireflies. We learn from this that the fireflies were essentially the tree's watchmen. Mosley recalls that he was led from the beginning by the fireflies. It gets the pure tree's fruit from these fireflies. On the opposite side, Rue is seen bidding farewell to Mother and its younger sister Rosie because Bemis has come to get Rue from Simon. Because of it, Vera develops depression, but in this scene we see Mosley's shadow walking by. Mosley approaches Simon while ambulating like a human. He is asked to leave by its family. Mosley shows Simon its new attire when Simon refuses to obey it. Rue moves to check on the status of its father's release from Bemis. Rosie is spotted by Mosley, who is cheered to see her. Mosley forces its family to consume the pure fruit later. After eating the fruit, they stand up straight. Mosley and his family are seen moving to the upright city. The movie comes to an end here.